Greetings and salutations. When it comes to gaming, like, some people grew up with the NES, some people grew up with the SNES, some people grew up with Genesis, and some people grew up with N64. I grew up with the PlayStation 1, so yeah. Today we're looking at, like, say, my top 5 best favorite games for the PS1. I mean, because here's the thing, I would do games that I have never played, like, you know, like, say, the top 5 best PS1 games, but honestly, I feel like, say, that would be kind of cheating, because, like, say, how can I say, this is the best game if I haven't played it? That wouldn't be really fair to me just say, hey, this is the best game, and I hadn't played it, because then they say, like, oh, well, that's not cool, dude. So, I have a bunch of games. I mean, I have a huge collection. So, I'm gonna talk about, like, say, what are my top 5 games from my collection. Let's start off at number 5. Normally at number 5, I would have put something like, say, I would have I have, like, a few, games that were, like, say, what's the word, you know, basically, like, say, where games, like, say, platformer games, or something like that, but Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase for PS1. Basically, what it is basically, it's almost like Crash Bandicoot, where you are trying to go from, like, one end of the level to the other, and it uses the, Crash Bandicoot, I believe, engine.
Wrong boy. Wrong boy.
In the fact that you can jump on platforms, you can jump on to other ledges. You have a attack, and in this case, it is both a bum bash, you know, just bumping, using your butt to attack, and then the other attack sequence is throwing a pie. I mean, I remember, like, playing this game. I still miss kind of wanting to play this game. It was fairly fun. I always, like, the moments I always felt like, say, okay, this was fun, was, like, say, going against the bosses, whether it was the T-Rex, or the lion in the Rome Coliseum level. I will say that the one, like, I was never able to beat the boss, which was the Phantom Virus, mostly because it was kind of hard. That game was it was rated E for, like, you know, when it's just for everyone and not just, oh, rated E for ages 10 and up. Yeah, that's when this was, the 90s was when a time when rated E for everyone meant for everyone, and not just, like, say, oh, this is E for ages 10 up, which for, oh, it can be for everyone, but it's kind of meant for little children. But yeah, let's look at number 4. Honestly, like, I had a little bit of trouble trying to figure, like, say, like, I sometimes like, kart racing games. I liked them as a kid. They were always fun to play. There was a bit of a competition between, like, say, what would have been number 4. In this case, it would have been Walt Disney World's Racing and CTR. In this case, meaning Crash Team Racing. I still like this game. It had a story mode too, which was trying to win the races and get, like, say, rebuild the parts of the fireworks machine, and all that. I mean, yeah, you even had like say levels that was based on attractions at Disney World in the 90s. However, like, I do enjoy this game still. I think the better kart racing game was CTR, or Crash Team Racing. Mostly because, like, say we're trying to defeat Oxus, and basically you could either choose to be the heroes or you could be the villains and try to try to beat Oxus, and who's trying to turn the planet into a parking planet or something like that. And it was when it basically introduced the world to, like, well, at the same time also, like, say Mario Racing, it did as well. But it was always a fun game you could play with other friends. You could also do, like, say, different types of attack elements, sort of like Mario Kart did. But honestly, this is a game that I honestly love, too. Let's look at number 3. And honestly, this is gonna be like a kind of a bit different in the fact that these are a series of games that I played a lot, that spent most of my childhood playing. In that case, being Spyro 1, Spyro 2, and Spyro 3. Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and You're the Dragon. This was a series that I loved the Spyro games. Spyro was always a platformer game that was anyone could pick it up and play and have fun with it. It was, like, say, a series that, although it was cute, cartoony, it was still a game series that could be fun, and at times could have moments where you could be challenged a little bit. And you always had the great Tom Kenny as the voice of our favorite plucky dragon, in this case, Spyro.
You gotta believe!
And this was back in the 90s when, he hadn't become SpongeBob yet, or, and, yeah, like, say, yeah, always the moments was, like, say, what made the sequels great, too, was in the fact that, like, the ability to just, like, say, mini missions to try to find, like, say, whether it was, I'm trying to remember, like, say, gems to basically beat Ripto, or in the third game where you're trying to get dragon eggs to stop the, evil sorceress, and then the introduction of Bianca as well. And also the skate park, because that was always a fun level in Spyro 3.
Oh well, and the only way I can describe that. But yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm going for the course record. The course record is past 3,200 points, and I do it pretty quick. I do it with about a minute to spare, so.
But honestly, I gotta say the Spyro series is always great to look back at, honestly. Let's keep going. Number 2, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. I know what you're probably thinking, like, there's been a few games on that I've talked about so far that were, for, like, rated E for everyone. I was, like, here's the thing, like, I didn't really get the chance to play a lot of FPSs as a kid, mostly because, like, say, my parents were trying to say, not so sure about that. The one, like, say, fighting, like, a shooting game I did have as a kid was what was it? Yeah, I remember what it was. It was Men in Black for PS1. However, like, you know, I played it, although at the same time I was never really able to get very far because, like, say, I kind of thought it was kind of hard, so I was only able to get past, didn't get very far past the fun level until you get to Kay's perspective part of that level. But I do kind of love this game too as well, in the fact that basically what the point of this game was, you were going to try to get to the end of the level, beat enemies, and as well as beat the boss at the end of the level. I also had this game as well on Game Boy Color. It was a game that was, honestly, I spent a lot of time playing as well. It was basically just the, you know, Game Boy Color version of it. But this is honestly a fun game. One thing that I also did was use of cutscenes that were in Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, the cartoon at the time. And it was pretty fun too. Like, if you didn't really get to if you didn't really have the chance to play like FPSs at the time, then this was like a game that would get your yeah kind of like endorphins and all that going. Plus, it was developed by Traveler's Tale. Traveler's Tales was always a great publisher when it came to the PS1. But honestly, good game. And now, if you've been watching this channel before, in a way, this won't be a surprise to you. But number 1. A Bug's Life. This is a game that I spent a lot of time growing up playing. Like, say one specific story is, like, I was able to, beat this as a child. My parents always had trouble trying, especially my dad. He would always play this game. He kind of loved it too. This was the first game I, as I got as a child, but would they have to buy it on eBay or Amazon because, the game disc, the first version I had, was having cracks and all that. But this was a game that I always found fun, and it kind of always challenged me when it came to my abilities as a gamer.
Super Berry! Psycho! That's why they kick back! Oh yeah! Nice one! Yeah! Gotcha!
But I love this thing. This was always a fun game to play, and yes, it's not hard. You just give it, you just take your time with it. Like, the one level I felt like saying, oh man, this is so hard, was, the canyon level. You're trying to get past the bird and all that. It's fun. You just, use the dandelion to try to find the spinning plants and all that,
Moving Berry! Yeah! Gotcha! And they said boy ants couldn't fly. Yeah! Progress.
And always one thing you can always try to do, work around, try to get that gold berry, because if you can get that gold berry, you're good to go. You can just immediately kill everything on the level. And you can get all, spell the F-I-K spells flick on all that. And this was also a game developed by Traveler's Tales as well. That little moment whenever that logo of Traveler's Tales opened up and you got to see that little logo, you felt say, this is what we're talking about. This is a game that especially for the PlayStation 1, I will always love. I mean, this is a game that I would love to see get a remaster as well, but that's just what I think. I mean, I know you're probably thinking, like, where's all the other games that I have? Well, I have a ton of other games, like, say, The Fifth Element, not too bad. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, never got the chance opportunity to finish it. Parasite Eve, I had gotten one time, I think I ordered it from Amazon. One Eye Jack, I tried to play as a as I got older. This was back, like, say, before, Resident Evil, where they had, like, the tank control, so sometimes it would like, say, oh no, like, you're having trouble trying to beat the bad guys that are trying to attack you. Resident Evil 2, like, yeah, I have that. Resident Evil 1 as well. And Final Fantasy 7. Yes, I have the one that has all 3 discs. And, yeah. There's a lot of games for the PS1 that I own that I honestly do love, whether it's, like, say Goofy's Funhouse. But, honestly, like, the PS1 is a system that I do honestly love. However, it's like, say, you gotta feel like, say, I had to do this in a way, like, if I didn't play as a kid, I didn't really want to put it on the list because that really wouldn't be fair. Plus, like, I gotta think, like, say, what games did I play in the 90s? The Disney ones and the Spiral Collection and the Crash Collection and all those. Those were things I played. I mean, now I have other games in the series, but lately when you have a day job and all that stuff, you don't always have the opportunity to play, do all the chords, plug in the PS1 and all that. But I still love the PS1. It is a system that I hold dear. I shall see you all next time.